Jones generation. This, The Life of Jones, is where we explore the uncertainties of the second act of life with curiosity and support from our community. And today we're going to explore something that I think is really fascinating and heartwarming to me, and that is equine therapy. I had an experience where somebody that I loved needed some help. It wasn't me, but it was somebody that I loved, and they needed some help. And we got them involved in equine therapy. And in the process, I got to go and watch what happened. And it is amazing to see what these big, huge, powerful animals can let us do. And that deep breath, that's kind of the whole point of the whole thing, is that if I don't relax, those horses are not going to relax. They are prey animals and they have spidey senses. They feel that tension. They are aware. They may not feel it. I'm talking outside of my face if I say they feel it. Prey animals, horses, are really attuned to their environment. They watch everything. They watch the leader of the pack. They watch the leader of the herd. And if that leader of the herd is calm and mild and mannered and not upset, then the rest of the horses in the herd don't get upset. They don't have anything to worry about because the leader is keeping an eye out for prey, or not prey, but for predators. And so if that lead animal gets nervous, then the rest of the herd gets nervous. And it's the same with people. If people interact with horses and I'm going in there holding my breath, like this, and I think I think I'm fooling them because I'm a human being and I have that thing in my head that says, well, I'm, on the top of the food chain, so I can bullshit my way through anything. And the horse goes, yeah, right, you can't. I don't trust you. And that's the way the horse is. The horse doesn't care. The horse doesn't care if I'm uptight or not. It's going to do what it needs to do to take care of itself because that's what its biology has done over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Similar to our biology. I mean, our biology has done the same thing to us. We have that fight or flight response. We have all of those triggers that keep us safe, that let us get a population into the next generation. And horses do the same thing. I have to relax. If I want to have a relationship with the horse, which I do, I want to have a relationship. I go out to Healing Hearts Ranch and I scoop poop because that is one of the most delightful things that I can. I mean, it's work. Hell yeah, it's work. And on a hot summer day, it's a lot of work. And the animals are right there. The horses are right there, and I get to be in the same pasture with them. I get to go out and, push them out of the way so I can pick up their poop. And it does more for me than I'm sure that it does for them because they don't care. They just don't care about that. So what happens is if I'm uptight and nervous, which I have been around horses, they'll sense that I'm uptight and nervous and they'll move away or run away or whatever. They might even, they haven't done this and I don't think that they will. I trust that they don't. That is a place I trust. How about that? If I'm relaxed, they're going to be relaxed. If I'm being authentically who I am, they're going to be authentically who they are, and they're going to see, they mirror me. And that's just the way it is. They pick up on the vibration, or they didn't know. I said that before, and I didn't mean it then either. But I guess I'm kind of in a loop, huh? I'm stuck in a loop. They don't have. It's not the vibration. It's the visual signs. They have acute visual awareness, situational awareness. Unlike my dog. My dog has absolutely no situational awareness. But that's not the point. The point is that the horses will respond to me and my behavior and my attitude and my body language. They'll respond to all of that because they're tuned to that. They're looking for that. They take those signs to keep them safe. And that's how it all developed. That's what makes them kind of cool in that respect, is that they have these protection mechanisms that they've used forever, and they work because horses are here. And if I go in authentically and drop all of my bullshit and drop all of my all that stuff that I care, all those arguments that I have, all of those things that I've got myself convinced that I'm convincing you or other people, I think I'm convincing the horses too. And they just won't stand, they call bullshit on that right away. And they won't let me participate. But when I go in authentically, when I go in and drop the mask, when I go in and relax and breathe, and even if I'm scared, not try to hide it. It's that trying to hide it part that causes the most problems for humans. And it causes the most problem for humans, I think, in society these days. There have been, the science is still being worked out with equine therapy, but there are a lot of people that have achieved success. I know of a few of them, and I'm in great admiration of what happens in those environments. And it kind of blows my mind that sometimes what it takes for me to be authentic is for me to learn to be authentic with another creature that just doesn't have the pretense. They don't have the agenda that I have. And they throw all that stuff out. It doesn't even occur to them to have the agenda. And that heals me, because what I get out of it is I get to experience myself without all that fluff and all that bullshit and all that stuff that I put up that has been a product of the distrust. I can learn to trust, and I am learning to trust, and I can learn to trust that big old horse isn't going to step on my toes. So I'm excited about equine therapy. If you have the opportunity to get around horses, I would highly recommend it. Even if all you do is just go out and sit in the pasture. I think that environment is tranquil and life affirming. So next week, I can't wait to tell you about next week, because next week I'm going to talk about Reiki. I've studied Reiki over the last couple years, and I've had Reiki over the last couple years. And next week we're going to talk about Reiki in the second act of life.